morning, it's Kat. I know if you're watching this, you're watching it recorded because my live people haven't started coming on yet. So hello, I hope you're enjoying the recording. Watch all the way to the end because I'm going to be asking for your suggestions, and maybe your question isn't, or your suggestion won't be listed in the comments today. So maybe you can put that in the comments below. That would be really helpful. And because I want to do some things for you. Oop, I've been laying on the couch. This is my pillow. I want to do some things for you to make this a more appealing channel for you. So I want to see what I can do for you. Now you realize, of course, that I have a Patreon channel, and on that channel I do more. And I give videos daily of exactly what to do in your home. And I also offer mentoring over there. So if you need more, go to my Patreon channel, which the link will be below. Good morning, Katie. So people are starting to pop on, and Miss Katie's here. Good to have you, Katie. Good morning. So happy to have you. And looking forward to seeing who else is going to join us. Hi, Katie.
Well, sure you're on live chat.
I may not be on top chat. Let's double check. I am on live chat.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on live chat. Make sure you're on live chat, Katie. And I just mentioned to our pre-recorded folks who will be watching this that I'm going to be asking for everyone's ideas today. So Katie, get your thinking cap on because I want to ask questions about things that will make this channel better for you. Katie, are you a patron or are you a YouTube only person? That will make a difference in the kind of questions that you probably will be asking if you ask anything. And I'm so glad you said hello. I know that there are more people on. Please say hello so I can say hello to you. I love to call you by name. Here's Cynthia Ruth Bronfman. I haven't talked to you in a long time, have I, Cynthia? Good morning. Candace is here. Candace V. Good morning, Kat and Mr. B. Good morning. Look, my hair's not curly anymore. Look how much longer it is. Isn't that crazy? Let's see. Katie says she's a patron. Okay, good. You're on Patreon. Good. Then you're probably getting more there that, you know, of course I know you're getting more there, but if you can think of some ideas of what would have been good for you when you were on YouTube only, any of you, I would love to know what that would be helpful to you that I'm not already offering on Patreon. Okay, that would be really good. Mr. B is here. Happy hump day. Katie said, she said she's on Patreon. Amanda, good morning from Pennsylvania. It's good to see you. Good to see you, Amanda. Where are you from in Pennsylvania? Larry and I were talking about when we used to be full-time RVers and how much we enjoyed Lebanon, and we'd love to go back there. My daughter we were in Lancaster, sorry. My daughter's husband was from Lebanon, and we used to go up there too. Lots of cornfields. It was a beautiful little city. DeRasta is here. Good morning, Dee. Good to have you. Abby Richards says hello from Arizona. Beautiful Arizona. Hi, Abby. Where's everybody from also? I'd like to know that too. I'm a Florida native. Mr. B is an Alabama native, but he's lived here almost all of our 48 years of married life, so I'd say he's a default Floridian. What would you say, Mr. B?
I don't even know. I'm a rambler.
He's a rambler. He's a gypsy. California. D. Rasta is from California. Yay. The orange is our symbol. Is that your symbol on your license plates? That was our original symbol, the Florida.
Still is on some.
The little license plate in the state of Florida. I wonder if California and Florida share that. I know Texas has oranges too. I think Texas has a star for their license plate. Amanda said Central PA, about 3 hours from Erie, 2.5 hours from Pittsburgh. You know where that is? Okay, and who is this next on here? Hello from Austria. Rafaela from Austria. Hi, Rafaela. I think I've had clients from that I've mentored before. I think she was from Austria. I'm pretty sure she was from Austria. I'd love to have her back. She was so sweet. It's beautiful there, gorgeous. Cynthia said, no, I've moved and it was crazy, but thankful for the routines, I was able to maintain the chaos anyway. You maintained your chaos? I know what you mean. Good, I'm glad you did it, Cynthia. Katie's from northern Minnesota. That's about 38 degrees. It's about 38 degrees right now. Katie, I'm a wimp. This morning I got up and the air conditioner was too cold, so I put on my sweater over my pajamas. I didn't have a warm enough robe out. I've already packed away. It's like, I don't know, 98 degrees during the day. Last night it was 85 when we went to bed. It's not that warm this morning though. Usually goes down to the high 70s. Nancy's here. Hi, Nancy. Good morning. She said, good morning, Kat. Nancy. Candace said, I'm from Battleground, Washington, just across from the Columbia River. It is Portland, Oregon. Okay. We've been up in that. We haven't been exactly in that area, but we've been close to that area before. I have clients in, not in Battleground. I don't think I have any clients in Battleground, Candace. I have them in the Oregon area and the Washington area, but more like Seattle in different places. Nicole is here. Nicole Ernst Boris. Good morning, everyone. Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Okay, so for those of you who didn't hear, I'm asking for your suggestions. What would you like to see on the YouTube channel? If you're a patron, then you know what I offer on the Patreon channel, the daily videos and mentoring. But if you'd like to see something else on the YouTube channel, let me know. I need to grow this channel, and I have been really ignoring it lately because I have had sciatica. Well, I was sick in February, had a cough for a couple months. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but these are my reasons, not my excuses. Then I had sciatica for a month. I had back surgery recently, and in a couple more months, I'm going to have some heart surgery. It's not big heart surgery. It's 30 minutes to an hour. It's what's it called, Nancy? She has the real name for it because her husband just had it. Anyway, it's called an ablation, but it's got something pulse, field pulse, I think, ablation for AFib, because I've had some AFib recently. So it's been very exciting, and I've been ignoring you, and I don't want to ignore you. You guys make me happy. It fulfills me to help you. I want to help you. I want to be there for you. And at 71, it feels so good to have a purpose. I don't know how I could retire. It's not something I will ever consider unless my business just dwindles away because I get so crusty nobody wants to hear from me anymore. But in the meantime, I love to help you, and I really want you to have that peaceful home, that streamlined home. I want you to fill up your cup every day and be rejuvenated. That's the one thing I want to talk to you about today while I'm waiting on your comments. There's 22 of you, and I've had no comment yet on what you'd like to see. Are you thinking about it? Get those big, beautiful brains working in nanoseconds and get your comments down. You know, whatever comes to mind. Doesn't matter if I won't do it or can't do it. It's good to know what you're thinking. So let me know, like if you want me to change the day that I do this or whatever. So there you go. This is a 3-day weekend. So it's Memorial Day in the United States. Tony Rose said you have to take care of yourself first to help us. That's right. And that's what I'm talking to you about today, is filling up your cup. Not just taking care of yourself. And I do take care of myself. I do go to the doctor. I do eat well. I do take my supplements. I do try to exercise. I couldn't for a while, but now I'm able to walk a little bit, which is so much better. My back is healing beautifully. My little scar's only like that big. And most of my sciatica is gone. So that's good. It takes at the most 2 to 3 months, they said, and it should be gone. I like motivational tips. Okay, that's good to know. I'm going to go ahead and take some notes. Actually, I'm going to put it in my planner. So, motivational tips. Okay. Motivational tips. Keep going, y'all. Tell me what you like. I love the lives on Wednesday. It's always in my planner. Okay. Live. Stay on Wednesday. Everybody just tell me what you want. Okay. Dee said paper clutter. I've watched all of your videos on them. I'd enjoy more of those. They push to do the, hang on. Whoop. Sorry, excuse my pen. That push to do the amount you suggest daily. Okay, paper clutter. Okay. Cooking videos. Okay, I'll put this down. I'll put this in a different area.
On the other channel.
Cooking videos. I may put some cooking videos on another channel at some point, but I can give you some cooking tips. This one is this one where we're just sitting on the couch. I'm just sitting on the couch talking to you. So not likely, but I can give you cooking tips here. I'm thinking about doing some cooking videos on another channel, so that'll be fine, but I'm still putting it down here. Anything else? Did I miss anybody? I don't think so. Okay, while we're waiting, please give me more. These are all good. There's no bad suggestions, okay? But the thing that I've been talking to my patrons about this, I actually read it in a book that I'm reading, that I'm rereading, called Gift from the Sea by Anne Morrow Lindbergh. Some people don't like the book, but it has a really great spot in it that talks about self-care and taking care of yourself in a way that we haven't thought of in a long time. And that is to take some time for yourself every day. Let's see what Lynn is saying. Developing good habits and getting rid of bad habits. Okay, whoops, dropped my pen. There I go. Developing good habits. Getting rid of bad. Thank you, that's a good suggestion. Okay, I'm getting suggestions. I love this. All right, so the way to do this thing, to fill up your cup. Well, first of all, let me explain what filling up your cup is. And I'm going to use an example from a client this past week that I talked to. I've got a couple more notes here. Nicole said, definitely take care of yourself. For those of us that are not on Patreon, agree with the motivational clips, reminders of zones, and love the weekly lives. Okay, so keep the lives, keep. My little notes go away so fast. Motivational, which that's a double for the motivational, okay. And reminders of zones, okay, zones, reminders. And you may have noticed that I've changed some of my verbiage. I call zones areas of focus now. Which I like. I like thinking of that as an area of focus instead of a zone. An area of focus. I really like that. That makes you think about even if it's just the coffee table, it doesn't even have to be a whole room. Just what is your area of focus? For those of you who are just starting to follow me, or you don't know this plan, or you're not being mentored by me, then I would suggest that you stick to our classic plan, which is the first week is the entryways, followed by the kitchen, followed by the other rooms, which would be like children's rooms, mud room, laundry room, guest room, craft room, etc. Garage, attic, basement. Those are all other rooms. Followed by your main bedroom, bathroom, and closet. Followed by the living areas. So there's like 5 areas of focus. But within that area of focus, if you can say, okay, this is going to be, let's say the kitchen is my area of focus. What are my 4, let's break it down to 4 areas in there that I'm going to think about. I'm going to think about my right side counter. That's going to be an area of focus. I'm going to think about my junk drawer. I'm going to think about the cabinets under the sink. And I'm going to think about my pantry or whatever, pantry floor. I mean, a real area of zooming in your head and saying, this is my area of focus. So that is one thing. I'm calling zones areas of focus. I'm calling the basic weekly plan that we talk about, like we do weekly home blessing hour, etc. I've changed that around. I'm changing those and calling them your weekly habits. And on Monday, your weekly habit can be a quick clean, which I love, better than a weekly home blessing hour. Just a quick clean, just get it done. A free day or a rest day. I like rest day. A planning day. I like that. And a day to run errands. A day to do car, purse, and backpack. Backpack wouldn't just be a backpack for a child. It could be an extra thing that you carry around. A diaper bag. Just a beach bag, whatever you're using during the week besides your purse that gets cleaned out. And for the children, you can clean out their backpacks if they have them or help them so that on Monday, when they say you do that on Friday, when they get home from school on Monday, they've got clean backpacks and you know exactly what was in there. Love the idea of areas of focus and simplified verbiage. Thank you, Nicole. Let's see what else. Would you like me to make a video on that? On what I'm telling you right now, so you'd have it to go look at all the time. Elizabeth loves my tough love. Thank you, Elizabeth. How to deal with discrepancy between the tasks as they are 2 years apart. Hugs from Germany. Hi, Anna. Thank you. My house is so in order now after following you for years that it's hard to remember what kept me coming back. Sure glad I did. Thank you, Candace. Okay, I'm going to start right here with Cynthia's first comment. I would love to know more about kids' routines. Okay, I like that. Kids' routines. And that's what that second note was. Your children are 2 years apart. My daughters are the age where they can have their own routine, and I would love to know suggestions on what to give them, how to escalate. And then your follow-up note is how to deal with the discrepancy between the tasks as they are 2 years apart. Okay, kids' routines, all ages, I'll put that. Large and small families, that's what I'll call that one. Okay, thank you, ma'am. That's a very good suggestion. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Thanks for working with me. I love you to help me. I need help sometimes. Okay. Okay, I've read that, I read that, I read that. I got a hug from Anna. Here's a hug back. Thank you. Tough love. You know, maybe I can even make a video on tough love, which is really firm but kind. I know I've made those before, but who knows how old they are. I have so many out there. I read that one. Rafaela said, maybe you can teach us a few mantras for staying calm when everything is in chaos instead of losing focus, getting overwhelmed, feeling paralyzed, and growing chaos. I love the way you said that, Rafaela. Staying calm in chaos. I like that. Thank you. Very good. Thumbs up, everyone. It helps the algorithm when people are searching. Thanks, Candace. Rafaela said, my second baby is now just 3 months old and I need to get back on track. I know, 3 months though, that's a good age to say, okay, we're used to each other. The baby's used to being here. We're used to the baby. That's a good age for you to say, okay, time. It's time to say, let's go. You're feeling better, hopefully. And congratulations on that beautiful new baby. They grow so fast. Nicole said, yes, that would be great, Kat. Very useful. IMHO. I don't know what that means. I can figure it out, but I don't have time to think about it. Tell me what that means. Mary said, meal planning. Definitely keep the live videos because that brightens my whole week. Oh, good. Okay, so meal planning. Meal planning. I love to talk about these things. All of these things are fun for me, but I just have so many that I don't know what you want. I second the kids' routine also on how to set them in place as the child has never done them before. I'll talk about that, Amanda, and that's good. So we've got 2 for that, kids' routines. Very good. Okay, good, lots of good help. If you can think of anything else, let me know. In my humble opinion. Thank you, Nancy, for clarifying that for me. Who said that in the first place? It was Nicole. You girls are so cute. You know, wouldn't it be fun to all meet? Yes, Nancy. That's what Nicole said. Yes, Nancy, that's right. Okay. I know a lot of people send me things like that. My one client, Kim, who sent me EST, ESD. And I said, EST, ESD? And she said, yes. We're talking about rituals. Every single thing, every single day. Maybe I could make one on that. Every single thing, every single day. It's just about rituals. It's not about doing every single thing in your life that you've listed every single day, you'd lose your mind. But your rituals are that important that you need to do every single thing every single day. So that's why I suggest that you put in the back of your planner a list of what the rituals are. Morning ritual consists of after dinner, clutter stops are 3 times a day. Laundry, this is how I do my laundry and keep that ritual in place. Ritual is another word for routine. I like ritual better because it changes your life. Nancy said, tackling procrastination thinking. Okay. Thank you, Nancy. Put some little notes there. Okay. Dima says, I miss you. Here I am. I'm here. Let's see, what else can we talk about today? How are we doing on time? I didn't set a timer. Ooh. Oh, we've got 21 minutes. Okay, so we've got about 9 minutes left. We'll talk for the whole 9 minutes. All right. I really appreciate all these ideas. I do want to take a minute to talk to you about refilling your cup. My patrons on here who are mentored by me and have been mentored this past week have heard about it. Again, it came from Ann Morrow Lindbergh. She was the wife of Lucky Lindbergh, the pilot back in the day. This book was probably written in the 50s. It comes from a different perspective, a different time, but I think some things are timeless, and taking some time for yourself. So my sweet client has 2 beautiful children, a boy and a girl. And when I talk to her, I can tell her cup is empty a lot of times. And to fill your cup up, how do you do that? Because when your cup is empty, you are uninterested, crabby, irritated. Like you're a piece of sandpaper. You're dry and scratchy. So you don't have the ability to fill up your children's cups or your husband's cup because yours is so empty and you're pouring from your cup, which is empty like the bottom of the desert. The cup, like the bottom of a cup that's been in the desert. There's nothing in there, maybe some sand. So for example, in this example I was going to share with you, her daughter was playing the piano in the background, and I know she's learning piano. I think she's 12. She's somewhere around there. And I said, I bet that when you make dinner, you say, daughter, why do you pick now to play the piano? You know I am tired and I'm trying to get this dinner made. You've had all day to practice piano. Go do something else. And then she said, yes. And then my son comes in the kitchen and says, Mommy, I want to help you cook. I think he is 10. And she says, I don't have time to show you how to cook right now. Go sit down. I've got things to do. Right? That's somebody who has an empty cup. And what did you just do with that empty cup? You didn't fill your children up for sure. You abraded them. You rubbed them with some sandpaper. You didn't make them feel good. And you can't because you're empty yourself. You don't feel good. But, and this is the hard part, because you're going to say, what? Are you out of your mind? But you really need to use your big, beautiful mind to come up with a time, whether you have children in the home or not. I am working, of course, but this is my work, which is fun. But I get empty too, and I have to have time to fill my cup up. So you need an hour a day to fill your cup up. You need an hour a day. If you work and you take care of a home and you have children, boy, you really need an hour. Fortunately, if you're driving to work, you can usually use that time back and forth to work to refuse to talk to your crabby other people who won't fill your cup up, right? You can listen to music, you can pray, you can praise, you can listen to a book on tape, you can just be in your thoughts, you can make plans, anything that fills up your cup. If you are, because when you come, because at work, everything is calling you. You should have 2 breaks and a lunch hour, or you could take a walk around and where I worked, my corporate offices were beautiful. We had big, huge oak trees over this. It was a huge building. We had huge oak trees all around the parking, so it was nice and shady. And I would take walks. There were even some turtles in the ditch that separated one parking lot from another that would stick their heads up and want us to throw them treats. And I would go see them and give them a little something. and it filled up my cup. So there's ways to fill up your cup if you work. It doesn't matter because when you come home, you have to have a full cup or you need to find time to fill up your cup. So during the week, whether you're home or not, when you are home, even without children, the furniture is calling out to you. I'm dusty. I have fingerprints on me. Clean this floor. What are these hairs? Oh, look at that vent. You know, it's all saying those things to you. Hello, my Shauna. So everything is telling you, help me, help me. And you need a break from that. You need a break so that you can fill up your cup. So the things that I suggest you do is read if it's something you love to read, if you're a reader, or listen to a book on tape, but it has to be something, not something you have to read, not something that you need to even read for a book club if you don't enjoy the books. Many times I'm reading a book club book and it's not my favorite. It'll be okay in the end, but that's not going to fill my cup. I need to read something that I really want to read, or look at a Victoria magazine and all the beautiful pictures. Maybe I don't even want to read any of the words. I just want to look at the pictures sometimes. Maybe I just want to sit on my porch and look at my plants or listen to the frogs or the birds or feel the breeze. Maybe I want to piddle around the house, just, you know, pinch the heads back on pinch back my flowers or whatever I want to do. Those are the kinds of things. Maybe you like to do watercolor. Maybe you like to crochet. Maybe you like to sew or do some handwork. Maybe that is what settles you. Maybe you just like to pray. All of that will fill your cup. Whatever fills your cup, so that when you come back, we're going to use the same example for my sweet friend who didn't want her daughter to play the piano or her son to come in the kitchen and cook, who now has a full cup. She goes into the kitchen and her daughter is playing the piano and she says, "Daughter, what are you playing? That's so pretty. What's the name of that piece?" And her daughter would tell her and she'll say, "Oh my gosh, I hardly recognize it. You're doing such a good job. I'm so proud of you." Now, what did that just do for her daughter? It filled up her little cup, or it started to fill it up because she's hearing from her mom, who she adores, that she's doing good instead of being shush, you know, fluffed away. And then when her little son comes in the kitchen and says, "Mom, can I help you cook?" And she says, "You sure can. I'm glad you came in here. I need somebody to stir these whatever, you know, or to whip these eggs or to measure this flour." Yes, even flour, the thing that we don't want our kids to do, you can put it down in the sink, put him on his knees on a high chair, put an apron on him and say, "Measure me 1 cup." And you put the flour in the bowl for him and he can measure 1 cup and you show him how to flatten it off with a knife and tell me when you've got the cup. You know, that's not much. And even if he spills a whole cup of it in the sink, big deal. But you have to think ahead. You don't want him to do it in the middle of the kitchen where it's going to be all over the floor. You don't want to lose your cup that you're pouring from. So, but think how that makes him feel. "Oh, I'm helping mom cook." And when they eat dinner, "I help mom cook dinner, Dad." You know? So it's important that you can fill your husband's cup. You know, he's tired, he's exhausted, he's been doing things all day. You've had that hour at some point. So when you talk to him at the end of the day, instead of saying, "Just leave me alone," and you don't want to watch what he's watching on television or whatever, you get your phone out, you put your earbuds in, you're watching things on there, you're trying to just rest and fill up your cup. And you're not achieving that. And if your cup is full, it would sound more like this. "Hey, let's watch that series we've been watching, but we have to promise each other, pinky swear, we won't watch more than one. And I'll make us some popcorn. Would you like popcorn?" "No, I really don't want any popcorn, but you know what I would like? What would you like?" "Okay, that sounds good." So you go make a treat and you come back in and you sit down together and you watch the video or the movie. And when it's, the series, and when it's over, you look at each other and go, "Oh my gosh, we have to watch the next one. No, we promised we would watch another one." But that would be so much better than you just laying on the couch looking at your phone. And you know, a lot of times their cups are empty too, and they can't give us what we need. So we need to make sure that they get an opportunity to fill up their cup. So how do you do it? Because that's the first question that people ask. They'll say, "Kat, are you kidding me? I don't have time to do the stuff you're telling me to do." That's what they'll say. And of course, then I sit down with them and I go through their plan and I say, "Golly, you got 6 hours left over." You just didn't know you had it. And maybe you've got little ones who you just can't leave on their own during the day. So maybe you get up before they get up and you have a half hour in the morning after you do your morning ritual and they're still sleeping. You have a cup of coffee and this is your time and you enjoy the birds or whatever, your prayer or whatever, and you've got 30 minutes before they wake up. And then when you put them to bed in the evening, you can take 30 more minutes and finish out your hour. Just come up with that in your brain, because your brain is great and it can think of things in nanoseconds. Don't poo-poo your ideas. Really try it, because to have a full cup makes your life so much easier. And then when you do try to do the things I'm telling you to do, you're gonna feel better. Ooh, our time is up and I've got a couple of comments I need to answer. Let's see. Oh, good, lots of things. Victoria, I love the lives, tips on work from home and managing time. Okay. Work from home. Time management. That sounds more like a mentoring thing, but I'll do my best. Okay, because it'll be hard to get it in a half hour or in a few minutes, but I'll try. Also, managing current family time with elderly parents. Okay, that's a whole nother topic. Caretaking, that's what I'm going to call it. Even though you might not be doing caretaking, you kind of are when you're dealing with elderly parents. And time management, okay? And family, fairly good health, spending time with them, what's appropriate, mom wants more visits. Okay, so caretaking and time management, that's, and also just elderly. Elderly parents want attention because you're wonderful and they want to see you. I'll be happy to make one for you. Let's see, what else do we have? Sherry. Hi, Kat, former mentee. Hi, Sherry. Any tips for graduates going to college so they are a good roommate? My first goes this fall. Yes. Tips for college bound students. Yeah, and I'll tell you real quick, you need to make a list of things they need to be doing on a daily basis, including how to do their laundry, how to keep their room clean, how to keep the kitchen clean, how to pick up the living room. Make them some tips and have them practice it this summer so that when they do go, they won't be a crummy roommate. And you setting the example makes a big difference, because a lot of times they take for granted that your home is organized and clean. And then they go to college and they say, I got to get a new roommate. This guy's a mess. I've had my grandson say that. So funny. Let's see. Victoria, I do visit once a week for about 1 to 2 hours, but mom wants more. I only have 2 days off with my hubby. I can't seem to make everyone happy with my time off. Okay. I'm going to put that little note underneath that says making everyone happy. Okay, that's a good one. When you're trying to take care of everybody and making everyone happy, having experienced that myself, I can help you with that. I can help a lot of people with that. I'll make a video. Natalie, good reminder to fill up my cup. Hi, Natalie. Yes, it is. Fill it up. Hello, beautiful and Mr. Beautiful. Kisses and hugs. That was Shauna, who popped in earlier. Candace, I love looking at the pictures in my Victoria and Tea Time magazines. Shauna said, it's those small transformative moments that really define us, and often the things others in our lives remember and appreciate us for. Filling our cup is our bigger selves evolving, I think. I love that. Maybe I can make a video on filling our cup. Filling your cup. Okay. Kat just came up with my plan for summer, time to myself and the puppy before the kids wake up. Yay, Natalie. See, she's coming up with her hour. Her brilliant mind came up with it. She got a new dog. He's so cute. Tony Rose, Candace V, was your maiden name Beck? You sound like my childhood friend from Warden, Washington. No, I'm originally from Southern California. Mr. B put the link up from Patreon channel. So if you want to be mentored, you can go there. If you just want to watch the videos 5 days a week, you can go there. I tell you what to do every day to the best of my ability. Lisa Shreve. Hi, Lisa. Do you do this when you work midnight? How do you do this when you work midnights? You can do it when you work midnights. You can do everything. If you're working midnights, if you're working 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, you can still make this work. You have to write down all of your commitments in your planner first, any travel time, and then see what's left, and then use your big, beautiful brain to figure out when you're going to do the things that you have to do. That's how you do it. And when I mentor you, if you need mentoring, I will help you with that in great detail. All right, Tony said, have a cup of coffee. It's time for me to go. Have a beautiful day. This is my old cup that I used to sell, A Better Life with FlyLady Kat. Anyway, complete the process. Remember that line? Do complete your process. When you start something, make sure you finish it. She's in Her Apron is here. Hello, Kimmy. Time for us to go. I'm sorry we missed you. Nalene is here. Hi, Kat. Late getting into the chat because I'm working. LOL. Nice to see you. Kimmy, I'm going to call you. I need to talk to you. All right, that's it for today. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I hope you always remember to be beautiful because you are beautiful. And thank you for all the suggestions. Have a great day. Bye.